Hey folks, good morning. I'm not sure if some of you are aware, but there are monkeys minding the store. So you're probably going to have to find a zookeeper, because many of you are going to work every day and you're dealing with flying monkeys and fools and assholes. And they're the cause of all the calamities that go on during the day. The stress that you put up with unnecessarily. The monkeys, and not the singing group, right? The monkeys are minding the store. So on a typical day, you'll get all types of foolishness unnecessarily from these co-workers and, master planners and stuff. And it's troubling, because this has been going on for many years. For many of you working at these jobs, you've probably been on your job for over 5 years, over 10 years. And you see the same cast of characters, the same cast of assholes. The Curious Georges in your workplace. The monkeys minding the store, wrecking shop. And today we're going to talk about this particular thing, this thing that's plaguing a lot of us out here in the world. It plagued me for many years, and once I got to a place where I just could not take it, I had to, seek greener pastures. Some of you are going to have to do that, unfortunately. But these monkeys, what types of things are they doing, instead of just doing their jobs and, letting you be? They got to do all types of things. One of the things that really bothered me when I worked a job, because, these monkeys, they come in the form of your supervisors or, the higher ups, and they have this mindset. They're very self-centered, and they're not able to, put themselves in other people's shoes. Right. And, I talked to a few people, and it's still going on. That's the thing about this. It just never stops. And it's just amazing how this bullshit just can continue forever. And it's not going to be forever for long, folks, but we'll see. You'll see. But, some of the things that they do, you come to work, you're working every day, and you already can't stand coming to work every single day, all day long for your 8-hour shifts or something, and putting up with this shit continuously. You can't even stand that. So, it's a struggle for many of you, for the best of you out there who going through this. It's a struggle just to even get out of the bed to make it in here to this zoo. Right? Because they don't have any zookeepers there. So you're going to probably have to be one. And that's just stressful in itself. Right? So you don't like going to work anyway. Right? Not that you're lazy. You just have to deal with so much. And then, you look forward to that magical day off that you're going to get. If some of you work 5 days a week, and that's like a normal schedule for many people, a 5-day work week or something, right? But what they'll do is they'll stress you all week and have you working doing these extremely difficult jobs during the day. And, you're looking forward to that day off. And right before that day, maybe like a day or two before you have that day off, your boss will say, hey, I really need you to come in and, for an hour and do something. So your boss is not even, because they're going to be off. They're going to be at home sunning or out in the garden or something. They're going to be doing something, relaxing, right? While you're at work on that weekend or that day off. You see what I mean? They're not even thinking about what you have to do. Remember, a lot of you prioritize. So you don't take care of your business until you have a day off. Maybe you got to go pay a lot of bills. Maybe you got to vote or something. Whatever you're doing that day is what you plan, because you worked all week, right? You gave them your 8 hours every single day for that shift, right? And that's all that was required of you, So after the fact, you expect that day off, and that's your rest and relaxation, your R&R, whatever you're seeking to get done. Right? Maybe the kids have some type of recital you have to get to, or whatever those things are in your life, because it's your life. But that's the thing about the company store, folks. The mentality. It's not just the place you work at. That's just a building. That's just somewhere you go to make a paycheck. the actual energies that are harnessed in that place, the actual energies that manifest, that create this stress, is coming from another person, folks. Right? Think about it hard and long enough, and you'll see what I mean by this. Okay? So they come to you, you know, that day before, that magical day, and they ask you, can you work? Right? But see, they don't want you. They don't want to pay you for a full shift. So they want to be greedy in the commission of asking you to do something extra for them, above and beyond. Right? So they'll tell you to come in for an hour. And then some of you people commute. I used to commute. So if you live about an hour away, just imagine you driving an hour, you know, and putting, you know, burning up an hour's worth of gas, you know, in your cars to get to work. And you're only going to work for 1 hour, and then you're going to go home. So who won? Did you gain anything? See, this is the games that they play. You're a grown adult, and they just say these things to you without even reasonably thinking about them in their own minds, which is why they're very self-centered. They just know they need to get that shift, you know, filled or something, and, you know, and you're the next go-to person. Doesn't matter if you worked all week or they put a lot of stuff on you during that week, and, you know, you may need your day off, just like they do. See, this is why they don't empathize with your position, right? They know that when they got their day off for themselves, they were able to do all types of things and enjoy themselves. But because they're your boss, and just because they can, they will request of you to come in. A lot of you don't feel like or have the, you know, the seniorship at your jobs to feel like you could tell them no. So you'll come in and you'll pass up on that recital for your kid, or taking your kids to the shopping, or whatever you want to do that day, because this person wants to play a game. It's a game. You have a whole staff of people who can fill that slot. If the boss forgot to schedule you to work this event or do whatever you're doing, this grand thing, then it's on them. It's not really on you, but they'll try to put it on you, you know. I need you to do this or do that, right? Using their authority, once again, you know, to get you to do something that's not required of you, okay? You know? Now, here's the real tragedy of this thing. Once the raises come out, you know, raise time, a lot of you have these raise letters and stuff that you get. We used to get those. And, you know, when that time comes, they'll say, oh, you didn't do much this year. You know, you've heard me say this in other videos. They'll say, you didn't do much this year, folks. So we're just going to give you that standard 1%, you know, that we would have given you anyway. Right? Never mind all of the times during the year, right, a season that you came in and did these things or worked extra. If your shift was over at 4 and you had to go pick your kids up, you stayed till 7. You get what I'm saying, folks? They forgot all of that stuff. But remember, at 7 o'clock, they were at home watching TV. They were getting a cup of coffee or something. You see, I'm trying to show you that that is the evil. The evil that's happening in these workplaces is not the job itself. You could be doing anything. You could be shoveling shit. Yeah, you would hate that smell of that manure. But still, it's a job, right? You're just doing a task and you're going to go home, right? It's not even about that smell. It's just about the people that you have to deal with. The smell of the people, the bullshitters. That's what you're dealing with here. So it's always unfair, right, when you're in the zoo. When you're going to the zoo, which is called, for some of you, your jobs, you're going to always deal with the bullshit, right? It never stops. And that was a game in itself because, you know, of course, you know, if you let on and let them know some things about your life, or if you had to take the kids somewhere, then they plan this. They had this plan figured out in their head for whatever reason, right? Which is getting to another component of the bullshit workplace. The people you work with in their minds. I did a video recently about mental, you know, health in the workplace, right? And how you're affected and you don't even realize how you're affected. You know? Had a phone call here. Hold on, folks. Give me a sec. I'm back. Sorry about that. But what I'm saying to you folks is that, you know, that other thing that happens, you know, with the people, what they're doing is, and I'm going to ask you a question today, and I want to see how smart you guys are. What is the difference between gossip and slander. Okay? Now, to make this short, I'm just going to give you the answer, my answer. Okay? Gossip is when you have a lot of idle chatter, right? You know, people are speculating. You know, you got a new car, so they figure, oh, maybe he played a lottery ticket or something or whatever, right? And it's not necessarily true. Maybe you saved up your money or something, or you just had it put away, and that's how you got that car. So it becomes slander when they take it public. You know, when they publicly say how they feel you did something, right? You're not working hard enough, or, you know, you stole some money and that's how you got, you know, that car you have or whatever. And they have no basis of truth to make that claim, but they do it. And because you're dealing with fools and flying monkeys and idiots, people who are clueless and thoughtless, they will just propel this bullshit and these lies around your workplace and smear your name. Okay? Now, this is very serious, folks, because, you know, I've seen this happen and play out many times in the workplace. And I have friends and we talk about stuff and people tell me things. And it's troubling to me, right? All of the disturbed people that you have to work with who will be willing to go to this extra length to say something about you. And just, you know, it's like, it's childish behavior. You know, it started out on the playground when you were like 5 years old. And so-and-so has the cooties and blah, blah, blah. And everyone would pick on you or tease you or something. You know, those kind of things. But now you're dealing with a grown-up version, right? You're still dealing with a child, but you're dealing with a grown-up version of that same very thing, right? You have two people working together. They're good friends or something. And, you know, you'll have people speculate about their relationship, right? If they're having an affair, you know, both of them could be married or something. Maybe you know their spouses or something, right? And those very same people, they tend to hang out in groups, because this happened. I'm going to tell you guys a story. But these very same people, they hang out in groups and they go out and they do more, you know, things than they would, you know, put on you, right? Some of these people go and paint the town. They get drunk and fall out and have to drag each other home and all this stuff, you know, and they're willing to tell that stuff. They don't have a problem with their business being known. But you're not necessarily like that, right? If you're like me, you're one of those people, you keep to yourselves. You know, you keep your cards close to your chest because you're not there to share your personal information with anyone. Because they'll take that and they'll smear it. And you see, these are examples of how these things happen. Okay? But, you know, you have these, and I've done videos about, you know, petty, jealous, and illogical people in general, right? And, you know, when you work in that office and, you know, you have those co-workers, you know, who are just watching everything you do. Maybe there's a beautiful woman who works in the office, a handsome guy or something. You know, either way you look at this, and you're friends with that person, right? And whoever likes that person or favors them some kind of way, they get jealous of that. They're like children, they're very petty. So instead of them just leaving you be, they'll just smear your name and they're doing this or that. They don't have any photographs, they don't have any kind of anything to prove what they're saying, but they're just feeling it. They're saying, I feel like they're having an affair because they're too close. How dare you as an adult tell someone else if they could be friends with someone? I mean, it's like a child. You're really dealing with childish people on this level, you know? So what they'll do is they'll get in their little groups and stuff, and they'll say, oh, you know, did you see so-and-so? I saw them at the mall together, or I saw them in the store together. Never mind how that happened. This actually happened like this, folks. You know, I was talking to a female friend of mine who has a lot of girlfriends, and they're very petty. And, you know, they do things like this. And she was really troubled because she wanted to walk away from the friendships, you know, and just not, you know, be done with these people. But she has to work with them. See, that's the thing about making friends at work, folks. That's another video. We'll talk about that later. But in this case, you know, there was some guy in the office that, you know, that she had become friends with or whatever. And, you know, they had a membership at the same gym. And so they would see each other at the gym. And somehow, you know, there was a little shop somewhere and they were in the shop together. And one of the other friends ran into them together, right? And they had just, you know, bumped into each other maybe 10 minutes prior, and they were having a conversation. And so she walks up and she's looking at both of them and eyeing them up as if, you know, they just came from the hotel or something. You get what I'm saying, folks? Completely speculative. No idea what happened, no idea how these series of events came to be. But they just walked up and just by random, you know, showed up and they saw these two people. So instead of just being an adult and being mature about how that transpired, they go back to work and they say, oh, we saw them doing this and doing that. You didn't see them doing anything, folks. You know, you get what I'm saying? This is what they do. And you know, and it gets to a point where just imagine if you have a spouse that works at the job, and your spouse knows you know that person. That person may have been of your house or anything. But because you're not sharing your personal information, these people don't have that much to even know that. So what they're saying, if they don't have any proof definitively, they shouldn't be saying anything. That's how slander becomes slander and libel and all types of things, because people harm people's reputations, you know, unnecessarily because of how they feel. You're jealous. You don't like these two people together, right? But no one cares about who you talk to. You see what I'm saying, folks? So you spread all of this stuff around. None of you have seen a fucking photograph, a video clip, nothing of these people doing anything questionable. But you're going to go around and say what you think because they're friends and you're jealous. And I cannot stand people like this. This is what's wrong with the world, people. On many, many levels. A lot of you people don't pay attention to the people who are around you. And because of something you want, you know, some of you guys out there, I've seen politicians do this. You know, you're a politician. You're a fucking politician. You should be aware of the fact that anything you say or do, someone's going to record it. Someone's going to be willing to, you know, say it to someone else. So you have to be cautiously about thinking about everything you do. But these guys will let something else control them, right? And, you know, these beautiful models or something that come around and they'll get all caught up in that and they'll go sleep with these women. As soon as the woman leaves them, she's telling all of her friends. She may have even, you know, photographed you or something. We've seen this on Instagram and different things where people have been photographed by their company, the person that was with them, while they were asleep or something, right? Did they really get into that situation, you know, with intent to have the world know what they're doing in private? You get what I'm saying? Because that's, you know, sex or something is a private act. Two people consenting, you know, it's one thing if you did something heinous to someone, but two people consenting, two consenting adults, there should be a level of respect between those two people, right? And if you're willing to engage on such a level, no one else should know about that. You see? And so this is what happens. You fail to recognize or appreciate the foolishness in the world. The people who are willing to do things to you, right? And that's the problem for you folks. And I was telling this person, they just need to walk away from this, right? The first time that you hear someone at your workplace come back to you and tell you that, you know, you're doing this or you're doing that, and they haven't produced a photo or anything, right? You should not even waste your time with those people, because they didn't even entertain the idea that maybe this person was making this shit up, which shows you that people are just dumb, right? You're not able to look at that beady-eyed fool over there, look at all of the stupid and petty things they do in a day, in a work day, and realize that this is just another product of their foolishness. Many of you just don't have that ability, and that's why you're clueless. You know, it's funny how every time I do these videos, I'm saying stupid, I'm saying clueless, I'm saying foolish. I'm using all of these words to describe someone. Maybe you, maybe the people out there who I'm talking to, you know. But you have to be more aware of these things. You have to be, you know, paying attention to who you let in your circles. That's what this comes down to, folks. You know, you want to safeguard your information. Don't just share it with anyone. That's common sense. See how I'm getting back to this intelligence thing again? It's all intelligence. You know? So you didn't have a photograph or anything, no definitive proof, but you're going around saying that so-and-so's having an affair. Right? Because they're friends, because they eat lunch together, because they may have each other's phone number. But you have everyone at the job's phone number except for that person. You call people every day, right? You talk on the phone and share your business every day with people, right? No one has even, let's put it like this. The person that you slandered, they never went to anyone and said that you did anything, right? Never try to smear your name. And this stuff really hurts people because, you know, people, you know, marriages, all types of things are going on in this world, right? People have reputations to upkeep, not because they're vain, but just simply because, you know, if I'm doing business or something and you're telling people I'm cheating folks, then that's going to hurt my business. You get what I'm saying, folks? But when you're not able to empathize with another person, they just become an object. And that's how narcissists think, folks. Y'all don't get it. You're not even a real person to these people. So whatever they say, whatever happens to you, whatever calamity that they throw on your way any given day, is just what happens. Who cares what you think? And you have to be kind of hard-nosed about this and take a position in life where you're not going to lay down for these fucking fools. You know, you're tired of it. I get it. You know, I recommend to you, and that, like I told my friend, you know, stay away from fucking assholes. And just to make your life simple, just to simplify your life, just stay the hell away from these assholes and you'll be fine. I love bad behavior, folks. But I love also to think about the idea of going to work every day. And it's just an idea right now because, you know, it's too much. It's going on too much for me to believe it's anything else. The idea of going to work, doing your job, and going home. I love that idea, right? But see, many of you go to work every day and you become zookeepers, right? And deal with all these flying monkeys and fools on a daily basis. And when you get fed up enough, you know, you'll make some moves. But until then, right, keep people out of your business. And for the people who are doing it, mind your business. How about that? Be nice about it. Okay? You folks going over to my website, thinkbehavior.info, pick up my book, I Love Bad Behavior, because this is bad behavior. This is what I'm talking about, folks. The type of people who just don't value other people. The type of crappy people that make the world, well, not the world, I'm sorry, Mother Earth. The people who make living in this world, the social structure of this world, shit. Because they are shit. You can go on over to Amazon and pick that book up as well. Like, share, and subscribe to my channel. I appreciate all the new subscriptions. And you folks have a good day. Hopefully you're not going to work tomorrow and you're going to be doing this shit to someone else. If you are, pick up a mirror, look at yourselves, think about how you would feel, empathize, and you'll be better off. And the world will be better off. Okay? Y'all have a good one.